I will attempt to explain the complex issues with enough nuance in simple terms. When housing becomes a commodity, the carpetbaggers will outbid moderate income buyers. This parasitic activity from real estate speculators further exacerbate the problems. You see, flippers flipping to flippers does not constitute an economy, as buying and selling houses amongst ourselves does nothing but increase costs. Everyone else loses. Injun Joe say, realtor stacked. Okay, that does it. It's sing-along time. They call him Flipper, Flipper, scummier than you and me. No one can be eviler than he. And we know Flipper, Flipper, lives in a world of flim-flammery, 'cause that's his pedigree. And there goes Flipper, Flipper, wickedly profiting from you and me, 'cause it's his prized activity. Injun Joe say, no like fingernail on chalkboard sound. Okay, that's enough. But unfortunately, the domino effect continues to where we have indeed reached an inflection point. Young people are shit out of luck, forced to lie on their rental applications regarding the number of roommates moving into the unit. Middle-aged poor people are on multiple-year waiting lists for low-income families. Injun Joe say, Botox and pancake makeup sold separately. And retirees seeking affordable housing are on similar waiting lists for senior living domiciles known as God's waiting room. Zeb's groovy recommendation to build a life of freedom and well-being was to get roommates. Just be careful in your selection process. As you're about to see, Zebidiah Funkbutter was not. Thank you kindly, gang, and welcome to Helter Shelter, and the #1 most comical roommate disorders of all time, featuring ages 25, 26, 27, and 28. Let's get it on! When I turned 25, man alive, I saw everything fall apart. It seemed everywhere I went, I saw money spent on landlords without a heart. Did a cartwheel, only finally found a steal of a deal I had to conceal and not reveal this deal because it had real appeal. So I reckoned others would want it also. But first I had to find a roommate. The third person who looked at my new pad was K9. She and her 2 dogs moved in a week later. Injun Joe say, no idiotic pet costumery. The good news was that I charged her an extra $90 per month as a pet rental fee and another $90 for the master bedroom. This lowered my rent to only $180 a month, plus she aided in my smoking, therefore necessitating a mere 2 days a week of work at the thrift store. I guess you could say I went goodwill hunting, as I quadrupled my low wages via savvy valuations and foresight. Oh, and the two-way mirror was kind of fun too. But K9's days were numbered, as one of her dogs was not aging too gracefully, shitting on the floor almost daily. Zeb and K were so very, very different that it was time she move on anyway. Yes, it may be true that no two are alike, but the same could be said about turds. Thankfully, her dogs ate theirs. When I turned 26, holy shit, I had to find a new roomie. To me, it would not be gloomy, because my new roomie, named LSD, was the very first interviewee. But unfortunately, my rent increased another $50. Dyed with a slightly different shade of slime than K, Ellis lived a rather drab life, filled with all of the excitement of a TV dinner. Bizarre might be a polite description of Ellis. Ellis reignited his empty happy talk. My 66-year-old mother Lorna was visiting and chit-chatting with Ellis, remarking that her aging joints were getting weaker. Ellis told her to roll them tighter. Since she is not a druggie, it flew right over Lorna's head. She next moved over to the piano and, noticing a dead spider, flicked it off. Ellis also noticed, then asked my mother a question. What's worse than spiders on your piano? Crabs on your organ. Completely disgusted, Lorna said she would pay for 1 month's rent if I kicked out Ellis. He was gone at the end of the month. When cleaning out his mostly vacated bedroom, 2 things were notable. 1, he had actually been sleeping in the closet of his bedroom. And 2, I found paraphernalia relating to lysergic acid diethylamide. Good riddance, LSD. Now, at age 27, I thanked heaven I found 4'11" Devin, because I had already begun paying double rent this month. She was initially a great roommate, and we even got physical. Now, I am about as hetero as they come, but Devin was on a whole other level. Her lustful sexual ambitions were relentless. On our very first under-the-sheets encounter, she arousingly murmured, "Wow, Dickie reminds me of a Rubik's Cube. The more I play with it, the harder it gets." Boy, are people different. Nymphos are kind of fun at the beginning, but after several months, Zeb was thankful that their relationship had ascended to a platonic one. Concerned with thinking that Devin had fallen off the turnip truck a few too many times, Zeb said, "Oh, come on, everyone has a right to be stupid, but you're abusing the privilege. Did your IQ test happen to come back negative?" Little Devin, who majored in the felonious arts with a minor in the art of verbal self-defense, retorted, "This obviously isn't working out. I think it's time for us to go our separate ways and start making other people miserable. Besides, I'm not your type. I'm not inflatable." Unbelievably, the 2 antagonistic roommates rekindled their physicality, growing it into an actual relationship. But Zeb ended it after 2 months, saying, "I'm permanently breaking up because I caught you lying." Devin said, "So what? We all lie." You were lying under another man," were Zeb's final words. Injun Joe say, "We take mini break." Few people understand how the real world works. Examine these, and you will become one of them. Welcome back, gang, and thank you for being you. We're all in this together, so let's draw to a close with the legendary Levi Tate. Turned 28, didn't hesitate to terminate the female roommate. Could not cohabitate. Was time to integrate with my fellow man whose name was Levi Tate. My new roomie was a washed-up magician, so desperate to make it in the entertainment industry that he cross-dressed with 5 other magicians. They toured the southern states, and when he returned after 12 days, I asked him what it was like. Levi answered, "It was 6 chicks with dicks playing card tricks for a mix of hicks." Levi was reflecting back on his earlier success as a magician, selling out shows in Paris, Barcelona, and Chicago, and asked me what I thought went wrong. Levi handed me one of his business cards used to drum up gigs, saying, "I seldom get gigs anymore, but I have been asked if I were a retired porn star. What do you think, Zeb?" Looking at the business card, Zeb immediately noticed the typo. Levi Tate, professional magician and master of mist erection. Perhaps a little on the slow side, Levi has led an interesting life. "Well, I'm from Batesville, Indiana, and come from a family of failed magicians. That's why I have 2 half-sisters." Okay. Well, can you levitate? I hear you, Zeb. You'd think with a name like Levi Tate, it would be a likelihood. But no, I couldn't even levitate a bird. Oh, well, all right. Let's switch gears, Levi. Have you ever been married? Yes, but unfortunately, it was one of my tricks that caused its demise. You see, I turned a bottle of whiskey into a case of domestic violence. It ended abruptly after one of Levi's gigs went south. He hypnotized 7 guys and then inadvertently dropped the microphone on his foot, blurting out, "Ouch! Fuck me!" I felt sorry for him, but Levi started acting as though he were a dinosaur, referring to himself as a mega sore ass.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Thank you, everybody.